Hi guys, so the FP1, FP2, that's the Friday practice in Austria, was a classic espionage in the sense that for teams like Ferrari, they were hiding a lot of things. They were not showing their hand. FP1, FP2, I think Ferrari were hiding their speed, trying to gain data on different modes, and also for the aerodynamics, and also testing future aerodynamics concepts, because the FT rear wing, that is the rear wings on the exhaust, will be banned probably next year or sometimes this year. It is looking in the loop, so they are doing a lot of tests, a lot of telemetry, a lot of things, just to see how they can gather data on further updates. So I think Ferrari are not showing their hands. They could be fast, and also they brought a very wide serrated body, coke body, that could, the heat in Austria, because it's very, very hot, especially on Friday. Tomorrow too will be hot, but not as hot as today. But the funny thing is, a whole lot of the teams brought upgrades, especially the Red Bull. A whole lot of upgrades. They've changed the car totally. We saw Red Bull brought upgrades. We saw the Audi brought a total upgrade. So we are looking at, probably Nico Hulkenberg can get his first point of the season. Mercedes, McLaren, everyone brought upgrades just to make sure they have a feel of what is happening on the track. So FP1, we had some young drivers coming to represent, like Charles Leclerc for Beganovic for Charles Leclerc. We had somebody coming for Aston Martin. A lot of teams like that. But the major thing is, where are they? Where is the true pace of these cars? Mercedes hit the ground running, trying to get a lot of data. But I think they got their own data, but they're showing their hands, while Ferrari were hiding their hands. They did a lot of humongous fuel run. What was McLaren doing? They're showing their hands. Red Bull showing their hands. But this championship is not decided by practices. We thought Ferrari would be running their new engine in FP3 qualifying, but now they ran it all through, ran different things, which is the major thing everybody is looking at. But it's going to be different in the way we will see how performance will shift. Yes, the performance will shift, and everybody is looking at Mercedes and Ferrari. Where will the shift really hit at? But the funny thing is, it's going to be very interesting to see how intelligent these guys are able to make practices. How intelligent these guys are going to make practices feel like learning, especially this year. They'll make practices feel like training and simulation for future upgrades. That's how it will be. Then we'll now see the main qualifying look like what qualifying should look like. But it's going to be interesting to see how far these teams will really push and how well they would be. But there's no talking point today. We had the Cadillac still had their issues. We had Aston Martin still struggling. Alpine, the shots everywhere up, they were good. But the major talking point will be tomorrow, the qualifying and the main race, because that is where we will see where everybody is at, what upgrades they've brought, and how it has really improved the car. Yes, they've brought upgrades, but what are the purpose of those upgrades? Were they just performance upgrades, or upgrades to make the car just faster or super faster? How has those upgrades improved the car? Yeah, we are going to see that all together in the qualifying and also in the main race. But the best bet for the teams, you are looking at Ferrari on top, Mercedes and Red Bull. And if you're looking at these teams, you look at who has the opportunity to make impact. I think this weekend is still Ferrari, except the programs they've run or whatever they have done does not really show where the car really is. But Ferrari looks like the team to beat this weekend. Then we have Mercedes and Red Bull. Red Bull have not really shown the whole of their hand. I know they have a lot of speed, they have a lot of things in their package that they've brought, but I think tomorrow we'll see the same Red Bull in a different form, and we'll also see how McLaren have upped their game to be a competitor and a competitive team in this season. So let's see what happens in FT3 and qualifying tomorrow, which we have much to talk about, and that is when the major teams will be talked about and how these teams have evolved. So up until tomorrow, catch you guys. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.